The schools are opening, and as the schools reopen, the preparation in terms of the preparedness on the side of government and the government institutions is very important. But of key highlight that I want to again buttress is the issue we've been discussing, and we talked about it even last week. I want to laud all Kenyans and my brothers and sisters in the media and also other leaders who put up their voice against the ostensible plan that was there to increase school fees, and especially for this secondary school, by way of cutting capitation. That plan was there. I am sure I have engaged even with many people from the media who have also gone ahead to check from the principals in our day secondary schools. They had already actually issued the fee structure, which was indicating the plan that was there for the government to increase school fees by 9,300 shillings. That plan was there. It had been already effected. But I want to thank all Kenyans for putting up their voice against the increment of the fee for day secondary schools, because at least now learners can breathe and parents can breathe. Unfortunately, the government responded, but they fell short of the truth. And for the first time, we saw the government really playing a lot of public relations with the release of capitation. I thought it is an obvious thing. It's like when we pay salaries to the civil servants, and then the government puts up an advert telling Kenyans they have paid salaries for civil servants. There are things that are obvious. One of the obvious things is to set capitation to our institutions of learning. And I want to only highlight this matter using only one category of our institutions, which is day secondary schools in terms of senior secondary schools. The government purports that the capitation is 22,244 shillings. That is what they claimed even on the circular they released. And I want to request the Ministry of Education. Sometimes you may lie even through word of mouth, but it's not very good to put a lie into writing because it will still haunt you. And I'm raising this issue because I am very integral to the principles of day secondary schools in Keharu, because there is the part we play as Keharu CDF, and therefore I have information from the people who run these institutions. So this is my question to the ministry and to the government. The government released 26 billion for senior secondary schools last week. And this is after Kenyans brought up the issue and the voices were too loud for the government to ignore, and they rescinded the decision of increasing the day secondary school fees. But unfortunately, out of the 26 billion they released, they should face Kenyans and clarify this 26 billion shillings is for which term. And this is a very consequential question even the principals are asking, because by the close of the academic year of 2025, the government had arrears of capitations for only senior secondary in day schools of 22.5 billion Kenya shillings. And therefore it means the government only released 3.5 billion shillings for the first term, which amounts to around 109 shillings per learner in our senior secondary schools. So I want to ask the ministry, you sent our principals 109 shillings to run for the first term. How are they going to run the schools? And if on the other side you say it is for the first term, are you then clarifying to Kenyans that capitation is actually 15,000 as it was sent last year? Because the capitation that was sent last year was 15,384 shillings per learner in our senior secondary schools. How can you then purport on writing that capitation is 22,000 and in practice you are releasing 15,000? How are our schools supposed to run? So the government should come very clearly, even for the other stakeholders, to be able to know how to support education and for parents and principals to psychologically be prepared in their mind. Is capitation 22,244 shillings per learner as it is written on the circular? Is it 15,384 as it was released last year? Or is it 12,870 shillings as they purported to restructure it through a gazette notice that was attached in the previous communication with the principals? This is a very important matter because we cannot keep on wishing away a problem which is so weighty. If you don't release 22.5 billion Kenya shillings to our senior secondary schools alone in the academic year, so what are we telling principals to do? And I would challenge anyone to do a census even in our senior secondary schools. You realize majority of them The principals are even threatened with guns by suppliers. They perpetually run on debts because you are here as the principal. You are given now the current circular that capitation is 22,244. So the BOMs of our institutions do the fee structures using that. Consequently, the government falls short of releasing 6,800 per annum of that money. So where will this money come from? Majority of the principals you find, they pass over that debt to the parents, kama imefichwa huko ndani. So the person who ends up carrying this burden is the parent of Kenya. So my challenge is for the government to be very clear-minded and communicate clearly to Kenyans. Are we still having free basic education? If the answer is yes, how much is capitation? They will write in the circular as they did, it is 22,244 shillings. If indeed it is 22,244 shillings, how much was released last year? It is 15,000 per annum. So what is the capitation in Kenya? Is it what is written or what is disbursed? That is a very important issue that the ministry must clarify, and clarify not just in writing, but clarify by sending the money to our institutions so that they can run normally. Because as things start now, the capitation that was sent for senior secondary schools last week amounts to only 109 shillings per annum if you net off the debt of the last academic year.
If you're in need of office partitioning or home interior works, i.e. kitchen cabinets, modern media walls, wall decoration, wainscoting, wardrobes, tiles, bathrooms, window blinds, gypsum and so on, reach out to Suima's Interiors at 07170 443 or info@suimas.co.ke, and they'll get all your needs sorted out. Whatever it may be, all interior works, these guys are the best at it. If you're looking to import clean cars from Japan, UK, Thailand, Australia, or South Africa, look no farther from Manani Imports. We're talking 15 years in the game with thousands of positive reviews. Now here's the interesting bit. Manani Imports have experts who will carefully load your car into a sealed container, receive it at the port, counter-check quality, and ultimately deliver to your doorstep. Customer service can't get any better than this, and guess what? It's all at an affordable rate. To get started on your journey to own a clean automobile, call or WhatsApp Manani Imports at 0793 687 678 or visit their social handles on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok at Manani Imports. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.